On to Chicago. Before we get into who they brought in and who they lost, are they rebranding again? I feel like I saw something about that saying they're going to get rid of the old badge because it looked awful.
Yeah, they are.
Good move, Chicago front office. Bad move, Chicago front office. You let Jordy Mihailovic go, who's your best attacker, hands down, or in terms of playmaking. Also bad in your front office. You let the legend Brent Bronico go. How dare you? Michael Ariza's gone, as well as Mr. Sapong, Jeremiah Guchar, and Connor Sparrow. They've brought in Chinoso Aforo, a striker out of the Latvian league, John Espinoza, a right back, Stanislav Ivanov, who Connor has a fun little tidbit about in a little bit, and John Duran, who is a winger center forward out of the Venezuelan league, I believe, or the Ecuadorian league, but he will be joining in January of 2022. Side note, that man is 17 years old. So he's got an 03 birthday. That's terrifying.
That makes me feel old.
Yep. Biggest losses to me, Jordy Mihailovic, 2 goals, 7 assists in, just under 1,200 minutes, but we know the type of contribution he can give. Brent Bronico doesn't do much for me. Cedar Sapong, I think, was always just a good option off the bench. He didn't play a lot last year, but he always was the answer, and everybody else kind of doesn't do much for me. So haven't lost too much talent. Really, I'm a big fan of the Aforo signing. He's got Europa League experience. He's got 10 goals, 7 assists in 515 games or 515 minutes, in the Latvian league. Yes, it's a Latvian league, but if you watch this guy play and just look at him, he's a monster. So I think he'll partner nicely with Mr. Beric up there. Espinoza, 1 goal, 2 assists from right back in just over 2,000 minutes for SD Aucas. And then Mr. Duran, like I said, 17 years old. He's played 322 minutes and has 0 goals, 0 assists. So not really sure where that is. But Connor, tell us a little bit about this Ivanov lad.
I don't have much to say in terms of actually knowing how he plays in real life. I just know him pretty well from Football Manager because I did a save with Ludogorets, which is they're like the top Bulgarian team, and he's a Bulgarian player. So he was in my scouting reports a lot. So I knew he's very in Football Manager 20. He's pretty high potential player, I think. Definitely one for the future. Eventually, I in my current save, I have him signed to my team, and he's just kind of like a backup player. And he's been here for a couple of years, but it's kind of cool to see my 2 worlds colliding.
Unreal type of stuff. But yeah, so he's got a goal and 2 assists in about 800 minutes of this season since the start of the year. But he's got 9 goals, 10 assists in about 3,000 minutes last year, and he's played in the Europa League as well. So Chicago going out and grabbing a lot of people with high-level experience playing against upper European teams, it looks like. Where'd they make their biggest improvement, Connor?
I said John Espinosa. I think that he can come in and play right back for them and hopefully help to try to shore up the defense a little bit more. Because I mean, we saw bits and pieces of their attack kind of looking like a pretty good attack last season. So if they can kind of shore it up defensively, I think they could definitely be a contender, certainly for the playoffs, maybe to make a decent run in the playoffs as well.
Yeah, they have, if we're looking at the squad list here, their right back was Sekulic last year. Okay, not great. Doesn't really, stand out. They did sign him last year, if I remember correctly. So this might be just a backup rotational signing, or maybe to get him higher up on the pitch. He did play center back as well. So he's got a lot of different things there, and you might be able to squeeze him in every once in a while. Myself, like I mentioned earlier, I like this Aforo signing. Big, strong, present, hold-up guy. Will be able to play next to or, give breaks to Beric if he has to. Reminds me of a sort of Igbo Ananike. Remember that signing for Chicago way back when? Watching him play reminded me a lot like that. So I'm hoping they can work together pretty well with Madron behind them and their vast number of Argentinian wingers and see if they can get something out of him. Adam, what do you got?
Yeah, I'd probably go with a 4. I mean, they only won 5 games last season, so bottom, fourth bottom of the East, in front of an Atlanta team that didn't have Yosef, so didn't have a striker, a DC team that was a DC team that was terrible, and a Cincinnati team that is Cincinnati. So like,
They really only win 5 games last year.
Yeah.
Jesus.
yeah, so anyone who's going to come in and hopefully put the ball in the back of the net, like, hopefully can do something. Andrew, I also, while you were talking giga-brained logic, so we were talking beforehand how
They had 4 wins. Sorry, don't mean to cut you off. They had 4 wins.
no, they
I see 5.
on ESPN that says 5.
I've got 4 unscored, but
No,
as we know,
it's still not that many wins.
still not mucho winner.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, that probably doesn't count MLS's back tournament is my guess on who scored.
Yep, that'd probably be a good shout.
But we were talking, and Brant Bronico goes to Charlotte. Charlotte season ticket prices go through the roof. Coincidence?
All right, we're not getting into Charlotte season ticket prices. I'm not getting angry today. Transfer window grade. Adam, I said 15 seconds. You went on for a minute and a half. Let's go ahead and fix that.
Wow.
Transfer window grade.
C. I don't think
Of course, everything's going to be a C for you.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. I have a no. Just the first 2. I don't think
Sure.
I don't think Chicago's done enough. So like we talked about, they only had 5 wins last season. I don't know if the guys they've brought in are gonna necessarily help them finish higher. I think looking at the table from last season, they'll probably finish maybe 1 or 2 spots higher, depending on who the teams in and around them. But I don't see them making leaps and bounds up the table.
Yeah, no, I'm just messing with you. I give them a C too.
Yeah, I know you did.
Yeah, they made all their moves last season, right? They're wingers, they're center mids. They did a lot of that work last season. This is the season they're going to try and show off. So I'm not too flustered with what they've got in, what they've lost, what they've brought in. So C.
Yeah, I would say for me, I'm kind of between like a C plus, B minus, maybe something like that. Because like you said, they got most of their guys last season, so I kind of expect them to mainly fill out the first 11, and then these guys are going to help support them, give them a little bit more depth, and then they can kind of, while they have these guys currently in the first team, they can kind of build up these younger guys and give them like a couple years to settle in rather than just throwing them right into the first 11.
Yep, I agree with you there.